My boyfriend, 18 male, and I, 18 female, are both planning on going to the same college and our relationship is very healthy. He brought up the possibility of breaking up before college so he could have a fun college experience. The catch is that he doesn't want to lose me because he knows I will never be able to forgive him. His reasoning for wanting such an experience is because I was the only person he's ever been or done anything with. And although he loves me very much, he says that he wants more experience. He talked about wanting an open relationship and asked if I would be cool with him hooking up with another girl, in which he said, would be completely meaningless. He says girls and guys see sex differently and uses that as an excuse to justify why it would be meaningless to him, since to him, sex means nothing apparently to guys, while to girls it's more than nothing. Obviously, I was shocked that he would even ask that, because he knows that I wouldn't be comfortable with that, and if anything, he was eager to convince me. Anyways, I just want to know what I should do. I don't want to waste my time giving my love to someone knowing my heart is going to get broken just because he wants more bodies. It's concerning to me and I see where he's coming from, but I just don't want our relationship to go to a waste. It is not a waste. You had 2 good years, but people change. Your boyfriend is not committed to you, so it is best for you to end it now. Thank you. It's just sad to see how this is how it played out in the end. Yeah, it's always sad, but try to take solace in the fact that this is extremely common in relationships around your age. It's just how it goes a lot of the time. The fun student experience is extremely romanticized and idealized, and younger people generally have a lot of FOMO. Wanting to experiment with more people is likely the #1 reason late teen and early 20s relationships end. Unfortunately, the second he decided this was something he wanted for himself, there was no way back. Even if he tried staying with you, he would never be able to truly let it go because he'd feel like he was missing out. The only way for someone to grow out of that mindset is to simply indulge it and get it out of their system. You have plenty of time. Give yourself some time to grieve and move on, then enjoy being single for a while and eventually you'll find something new and better. You won't miss this relationship in the long run. He'll come back looking for you on his first break. Do not be available. They'll be at the same school, he'll just love seeing her at parties and going out with other guys. Then be angry and guilt her. Don't let him, don't be available to him. Also, I hope his great plan backfires on him. He's under the impression that guys can get action a lot more than they do because they are in college. Not saying it never happens, but more often a girl can, but guys not so much. Hun, seems he has made his decision, and if you have to be convinced, it's not the right one for you. Personally, I would end it now. The longer you stay together knowing when it ends what he plans to do, you won't be happy. Be ready though, he will most likely start this college experience sooner. I'm sure it will be painful, but you can get through it. Yeah, but you'll also get your own college experiences as well. Not just in a sexual nature either. Being single in college is a lot of fun. Embrace it. Yes. Not all good relationships must end with a corpse. 2 good years can be a good point to end it and each have your own college experiences. But let's be real, you'll have a lot of fun and chances are, your boyfriend will call you in 6 months because he didn't get laid even once. Hopefully she'll remember this painful experience and what he put her through so he can have that experience and not go back. Because seems he would do it again given someone shows interest after they get back together. Let him go. If he's talking about it, he'll do it, whether or not you break up. Don't fall for the sunk cost fallacy, you're only 18 and have your entire life ahead of you. There are plenty of other fish in the sea for you too, OP. He does not love you, if that makes it any easier. He wants the safety of you being a backup. He really wants you to let him have sex with women, but you need to remain faithful? What a jerk, please break up with him and go and enjoy the college experience. You have more important things ahead of you than this child. Your relationship is not healthy. I'm sorry, but you're worth far more than someone who wants to have sex with other girls. This isn't love on his part. When you love someone, only being with them doesn't feel like a sacrifice, it feels like a privilege. When you love someone, you couldn't possibly think of touching another person. Save yourself a lot of heartache and allow him to be single, but have enough self-respect to not wait and be an option to him. Break up, delete and block. You have an amazing future ahead of you and he's not meant to be in it. So in his dream college scenario, you faithfully wait for him while he makes his rounds with other girls? Because sex is meaningless to men but not to women. So, the sex you two had means nothing? That's what I'm saying. If he thinks it would be meaningless for other girls, I wonder how he thinks of it whenever him and I do it. If anything, his mood drops whenever I tell him I can't do it due to my period, or if I tell him I'm just not in the mood. I'm a guy and sex means a lot to me. This dude is full of crap. For most men, sex is a core part of intimacy. I bet you 10,000% he would change his tune the moment you brought a guy home. The funny thing is, you could easily bring home more people than he could, and I'm tempted to tell you to do that, just to be spiteful. You are better off without him. He's already thinking of how he wants to be with other people, he's fantasizing about it. He's going to do it. And you deserve someone who is faithful to you. Sadly, that's not him. Tell him he can have his college experience, meaningless hookups with whoever he wants, but you're not waiting for him. And you're certainly not going to be his girlfriend anymore. You can have your college experience too, away from this idiot, free to form a better relationship with someone who will appreciate you and respect your feelings. Open relationships take work and go both ways. How does he feel about you hooking up with other guys? Women often do better at finding partners. Bet the result would be him being annoyed you didn't sit at home faithful to him and wait out his experience. It's okay to want different things, especially as you are both at an age where it is all about figuring it out and forging your own path. Maybe it's time for those paths to diverge. He would most definitely not be okay with me doing something. One of the reasons why is because I'm his only body, I guess, and although I have more, 3 in total including him, he says he wants to experience more because what if it's different? Of course it'll be different, he's really saying, what if it's better? Don't waste any more time on this guy. What a tool. You can find better man than him. He is already halfway out and trust me, if he finds someone with whom he click, he will drop you like hot potato. Don't waste your youth on such guy. Oh hell no. Break up with him and don't get back together, ever. He doesn't get to control you while sleeping around himself. This is also a giant red flag that he has some extremely gross and sexist double standards. Next story. My boyfriend, 27 male, and I, 24 female, are both night owls, and he routinely forces me to go on long walks with him at night. We live in a bigger city that is filled with homeless people who scare me because they routinely make weird comments towards me, and sometimes they have even followed us. My boyfriend doesn't let me hold on to his arm or even cuddle up next to him when I'm scared. He gets annoyed and tells me to stop being pathetic. It's weird because my ex-boyfriends always made me feel protected when I was scared and he just doesn't. We both work during the day, so we don't really have time to do these walks during the day, and when I've asked him if we could find another way to exercise, he gets really annoyed, and I end up feeling bad for asking. If you have any advice regarding this situation, I would love to hear it. There's no reason why you should be forced to go on long walks at night in the first place. Why do you want to be with someone who actively makes fun of you when you signal/tell them you need them or need to rely on them? Who is also actively putting her in dangerous situations? She may as well be walking alone at night since he refuses to comfort her. He'd probably run off and bail on her if they got mugged. The scariest part to me is he tries to make her think it's her problem. She should stop being scared, regardless of what strangers are doing, and the fact that being wary is perfectly sensible as is wanting comfort. Don't go, let him be mad and figure it out. You can be just as mad for him going. And if he complains about being alone, tell him to stop being pathetic. Yeah, the number of people on here who forget free will is a thing is astounding. If you're scared on the walk, learn to say no. It's a powerful tool. She didn't forget free will, she's navigating dating a jerk. It can be very reality warping. He doesn't care about you, that's the explanation you're looking for. Wandering a city at night is not safe. The presence of your boyfriend doesn't keep you safe. And the fact he is not inclined to make you feel safe during these midnight walks he wants to go on, just makes him a jerk. Stop going on these excursions. Forget the homeless creepers for a second. You are being forced to go on walks at night with a man who gets annoyed by your feelings. And you are basically alone with this man at night. If not for the title identifying this person as a boyfriend, would you agree to go on these walks? If your coworker's husband called you up at 2 a.m. to go for a walk, you wouldn't think twice. That's weird, unsafe crap. Stop it. Go mall walking after work instead, for the exercise. It's more public, more well lit, and there's often random events to see and chat about, performances, demonstrations, and music. If the boyfriend shuts down this idea, start asking yourself why he is indifferent to how safe you feel, and why in the heck you are going off in the dark alone with him. Find someone who doesn't insist on putting you in dangerous situations and then mocking you for feeling afraid. He doesn't care about you, sweetie, he's spelling it out if black and white for you. Not your safety, not your feelings, none of it. What a loser. Lacks basic comprehension and empathy about the fears and dangers half of the population, women, experience. He calls you pathetic, makes you feel bad for a normal request, and won't comfort you when you're scared. My advice? Find a new boyfriend. I suggest the following. Immediately stop going out with him at night to strange places. See if you can find a way to walk in the daytime to get some steps in. Can you walk in more public/crowded places in the evening? Like a shopping mall? Is there a good value gym near you? Interesting, isn't it? I, a random internet stranger, was able to come up with multiple suggestions to find alternative ways to exercise. Yet your boyfriend is just not that interested. First of all, don't ask him anything. You don't need his permission. Get you a gym membership and work out by yourself. Quit walking at night with him. Why are you dating someone who is mean, calls you names, and who purposely puts you in situations that scare you? This is not what love looks like. Buy a gym membership with a 24-hour gym and jump on a treadmill. Absolutely no reason to go out late at night without him even protecting you, even just comforting you should be bare minimum. I have a feeling this relationship won't last. Selfish and not caring. Tell him you don't want to go out for walks with him anymore because you don't feel safe. Most men take pride in being able to protect the ones they love. If he still says no, then it's unlikely he'd be able to or would want to protect you in general. Food for thought, especially if you want to have children with him. Your boyfriend sounds mean. I would reassess the relationship because it doesn't seem like he respects you. Forget forced, this dude should be going the extra mile to make you feel safe. He should actively want to protect you and make you feel protected. The walks themselves aren't the issue. His unwillingness to make her feel safer is. Sorry, hun. I don't see this going anywhere. Cut bait and find a better man. Learn how to say no. Seriously, you don't have to go on these walks if you don't want to, and if he doesn't respect a no about this, then you should stop dating him. If he doesn't take no, tell him to stop being pathetic. Never put yourself in danger for a partner. Any partner who would put you in danger isn't someone worth your time. You are at a crossroads here. You can make a choice not to go and manage your feelings that he is going to be annoyed at you for not going, or be annoyed at you for being scared. If you feel bad for asking, then you are not having a relationship with open and honest communication. Instead, he is denying your feelings are valid and reasonable, which they are. No one forces you to go on a walk, you are choosing to avoid feeling bad. So instead, accept that you are going to feel bad either way, but the difference is that one way doesn't put you in danger of something nasty happening. You are an adult and are responsible for your own choices. I understand being conflict avoidant, but in this case, it is potentially dangerous. Respecting yourself in a relationship is important. If you don't respect your own boundaries and needs, then no one is going to do that for you. Instead, they will treat you with disrespect and invalidation, putting their own needs first. Which is what is happening here. You will end up unhappy, resentful, and angry at their behavior. Your choices are to protect yourself, look after you and your own needs, and to have your feelings validated, especially when they are totally valid and reasonable, which they are in this case. I will never understand, when I read this kind of post, how the answer isn't already clear. He sounds awful. Don't you deserve better?